Unfortunately, tomorrow marks the official decade, 10 years, that I lost a very close friend of mine due to a motorcycle accident. It was a good friend of mine, my brother. Interesting fact, we grew up together as kids, and the people that we grew up with, well, we still talk to them to this day. Obviously, less frequently because they got families, they got their own crib. But yeah, this video is dedicated to my friend Stefan, who tomorrow is going to be passed away for 10 years. It's a topic I've spoken about honest and openly before. It's a sad topic, but I think it's something we should speak about as much as possible. And let me know down in the comments if you've ever lost a beloved one. I've lost in total about 4 people so far in my life. It was October, and my mom and dad were out abroad to NYC. They wanted to go to see what New York City was like, and I remember them sending pictures through WhatsApp showing what New York City was looking like. Looked really awesome from my perspective. I was only 10 years old at the time, hence my brother was only 20 at the time. I'm 20, my brother's 30. I'm turning next year 21, he's turning 31 in January. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting story I thought I'd share with you guys. But anyways, parents were gone for a week, I think 2 weeks, and my brother and I were left alone. And we decided you know what? Let's go swim. 22nd of October, right? Let's go swim with another friend. Let's call him Jay. Still talk to him to this day. So we were gonna go, my brother had made a nice steak with egg on it, right? And I know that our friend Stefan, who passed away, obviously, and Stefan just recently got his motorcycle license. So, he wanted to go to Luxembourg, go on an adventure with his brother, this and this and that. So we know he was abroad, right? So anyways, just before we, go to swim, my brother gets caught up. And basically, long story short, as much as I can remember, he walked in and said, Stefan's not alive. That moment, don't know what to explain. I speak so honest and open about it now, but at that point as a kid, that year prior, I had lost my granddaddy. I was only just starting to get over that, and that really messed me up. But Stefan was only 20 years when the incident had happened. Basically, as much as we can gather around, he was in an accident, and a fatal one. Not a collisional with anyone, one-on-one, but a collisional with a pole in the middle of a sharp corner. We last time went to Luxembourg in 2018, I think 2018 or 2019, and that was just before Corona hit, the pandemic hit, meaning that, you weren't allowed to travel, this and this and that, you weren't allowed to go to any foreign country. You know that feeling when your heart sinks, like it drops like an anchor of a boat? It's a very weird feeling to explain to someone who's never experienced that, but that type of feeling, like you're puking, like you want to throw up. It's disgusting what you just went through. And it's the same situation we went through. Yeah, my brother was sad. I mean, obviously, was a brother to him and us, to everyone in the neighborhood. What I can remember as a kid was one of the sweetest guys, humble, awesome dude, and a good-looking dude as well. He used to go work out a lot. What I miss the most about him is obviously his presence, It obviously fucking sucks he's not here, and 10 years ago is insane, He lost his life, for you wondering. I'm gonna get into this story right now. He lost his life due to a motorcycle accident. I went to the place a few years ago in Luxembourg, and we were just arriving on the sharp corner, and I just cried, because this was my first time seeing him at that place. There were flowers there, beer bottles, and I know some of you may be like, hey, beer bottles. In some cultures, or the Dutch at least, we intend to put beer bottles on people's graves as a sign of respect. I know some of you may look at it as a disrespect, but it's actually a sign of respect. And knowing him, he used to love going out, party. That's the one downside of me being a kid. I grew up only as a kid with them. I never really, with the whole group ride back in the days, I never got the chance and opportunity to grow up as a teenager like my brother did. So meaning, like, I didn't get to know them as personal as my brother was able to get to know them. I was a little kid. I mean, can't blame my parents for not letting me go party with them. I mean, Jesus, I wouldn't even be allowed to go into the parties. But, short story short, he passed away. And it hurts to this day, because I went to his grave a few weeks ago, I think a month or two ago. First time ever with my mom. And I don't go to his grave anymore. Well, obviously because I don't live there no more. And it's quite an end away from my other house where I live from, It's a shitty route to take the bus and walk, right? It's a bit of a unpleasant destination to go. You need like a bicycle, but besides that, I wanted to make this video to remember him. Somebody that I can obviously never forget, somebody we will never forget, and obviously His family lost a son, brother is lost, a friend is lost, a beloved one is lost. He would have been the same age as my brother in this year. He would have been 30 years. Yeah, I believe he got his life taken away. And it's sad, it's fucked up. My assumption, what happened, we made so many assumptions, all of us, like, what could have possibly gone wrong? You wonder, did he go too fast? Did he lose control over his steering wheel? Was it slippery on the road? Because if a couple of years ago, my father broke his ribs. He was going very, very slow around a corner. It was icy, shouldn't have done it to start off with, but he drove on his bike and he fell and broke his ribs, and it was couldn't work for almost a year and a half. So to this day, I don't want to have any speculations of what happened, because it doesn't matter what happened at that moment. He's not here anymore, and that's what hurts the most. But if I had to say, man, I would probably have to say he lost control, because it's a very sharp corner. It's a typical biker's corner that if you go fast, because he had a fast bike. I don't know, I think maybe a Yamaha, but his brother got a Ducati. They love their bikes, but I don't know what happened. None of us happened. But all we know is he's up in heaven. He's chilling with the boys, and hey, shit, we'll reunite one day. We'll reunite one day. But when he passed away, I got invited to his, I don't know what it's called, begrafenis. I got invited, but my parents had advised me to not come, or said, we don't want you to come because it's too heavy for a 10-year-old, And it was heavy. It's not something we really speak about much in the family, because it affects us all. Not in a negative way, but we just prefer not to speak about it that much. It's kind of the same about my grandfather, my mom's father, my grandmother's husband, or, It's a touchy subject, It's not easy speaking about somebody in that way, It doesn't matter how you look at it. It's touchy. It's the same thing about me talking about my deceased pet. I know this might be a weird comparison, but I sometimes don't like speaking about him because it hurts. But then I also think, like, the memories we had was phenomenal. I don't remember much, unfortunately, about me and Stefan. But what I do know is he used to be a fucking awesome, humble guy. You guys would love him. Man, I'll tell you this. If he was alive to this day, I would have definitely introduced him in a video for you guys. The stories that he will be able to tell you, the shit that he used to get into trouble-wise, my brother told me, right? He used to get into fights with people. Yeah, they used to get in fights with people, and he used to be, like, he was fucking buffed. Like, dude was not only good looking, but he was buffed. Nah, most people did not mess around with him, but he was strong, His brother as well, very strong. Everyone in the group was strong, but I remember those times we used to barbecue on the block. Just have fun. That's the nicest thing I can remember about him and the group in general, is having fun. Not ever negativity. Obviously, once in a while we have a fight, but that was completely normal in a there's already somebody trying to be the alpha male in this situation. And I'm not saying that was me, but nah, I'm just kidding. But now we had a cool bondship. Really dope guy. But it is yet again an unfortunate event that he's not here. And because of that, tomorrow I will be lighting up a candle for him, as I do every year. If it was up to me, I'd be in Luxembourg right now in this recording, or in general. But, we just moved in. We would love to try and see next year. If I get my car license, then I'll definitely go to Luxembourg. Because we've always been invited. His parents are amazing people. And he's somebody that we always had much love for. Stefan was, without a doubt, the nicest out of the group. I got love for all the other dudes, but he was always chill, Always showed love to me. And his parents as well. Amazing people. If you guys get to know him, they're amazing people. But yeah, no crying or tears in this video. No, because it's like, think about the positive things when he was there. People always say, think about the good times. I mean, hey, sometimes I sit on my bed and I just shed a tear because, I'm also human. Shit, I might cry tomorrow night because it's 10 years. Yeah, rest in peace to a fallen soldier. Rest in peace to our brother Stefan. Got much love for him. Can't wait to see him one day when I'm up in the sky with him. So yeah, thank you so much, man.